covers the whole day. Or I could say good day. That's something I could say on Thursday morning. I could say good day to all of us. Yeah, I like how that sounds.
Celebrate, celebrate, dance to the music.
There's Ron. And Ron, of course, it's afternoon where he is. So good day to you, Ron.
Well, thank you very much. I hope everybody's having a great week.
Yeah, we're having a great week, and travel is so exciting. And I know last week you were sharing with us how you went to these different, I think you said islands, and
The
how
Thousand
fun it
Islands.
was. The thousands. I'm gonna have to put that on my list. It sounds like you and Linda and your in-laws had such a great time, and that's what this is about. It's about traveling, and I'm gonna just go ahead and get started. It's about traveling and enjoying life. There's a When I sit where I'm sitting now on my couch in my living room, I have a big window, and when I look out the window, I can look up, and that's the flight path of planes flying by. And it's not that far away, but it's far enough away, but it's close enough where I can identify the planes. So I can see when Southwest, because Southwest, they have the blue and the red. So I can see when that's a Southwest plane going by. I can see when it's a Delta plane going by, just because of the different, pictures or animals they have on the wing of the plane. And when I sit here and I see them, I'm like, oh my goodness, I need to be on a plane somewhere. I need to be going somewhere because traveling is a lot of fun, and that's why we're in this business. So, welcome to everyone again. I know we'll have people chiming in. I know we're right in the midst of the summer months. Folks are traveling with family. Kids are preparing for school. It seems like that happened so fast. Kids preparing to go back to school already. But that's how it goes. It's just a nice little circle that goes around and around. And what we have to remember is that you have to take advantage of that. So what we want to do also, remind everybody, kind of mute your phone, and then that way we can keep talking, and then we can unmute yourself when you want to share. Because one thing about our Thursday calls, it's a lot of fun, and we get to share with each other all the different things that we do in our Surge 365 business. Rick and I had a great time Monday. We went up to Australia and Tahiti to see for a presentation training they were doing. It was really fun. I love the way they did that. They had 3 people at each table sitting on one end, and then they had the one chair on the other side that's where the presenter was sitting. So they gave them 8 minutes. It was so fun. It was like speed dating. They gave them 8 minutes to sit at your table to explain what they had. We had different hotels there. We had different tour companies there. We had the CEO sat at our table, who actually started the aquarium, which is on my list. It's up in my top 5 now to see. The aquarium, you can actually sit down there and have dinner and watch all the wildlife. It just looks so beautiful from the pictures that he showed us. And of course I said, any fish? Any fish? What kind of fish? He started laughing. He said, no, you can't sit there and pick out what fish you want to eat. All this is tropical fish, just beautiful fish. He said it's a vegetarian, it's a vegetarian menu with gourmet food. I was like, yeah, no fish. So he was really a good guy, great sense of humor. Him and his friend actually started this about 6 or 7 years ago. So Rick and I took a picture with him, and I told him, I said, when we go through, we're going to show your picture and get in there and, just have a good time. But also I learned that Australia is the same footprint as the United States of America. So that gives you an idea of how huge Australia is. I didn't know that. So kudos to you guys who did know that, but I did not. So that was great information, great news for me. And it was almost like, I'm trying to think of some of the different places. Sydney, a lot of people fly into Sydney, but then they also have Melbourne. And I'm from looking at the map, trying to get from Sydney would be like trying to get from Maryland over to, I wouldn't say as far as Colorado, but close, in just a couple hours driving. No, it's going to take a while. And they had a bunch of tours that you can take that they drive along the scenic coast. And their scenic coast is like Highway 1 in California. So it was, oh my goodness, the information was really, really great that they shared with us. There's a hotel, and the name escapes me, but I will stay there. They have several water bungalows that it's not just in, in the Caribbean or in Tahiti. Australia has them also, where you can sleep with the glass bottom floor and all this stuff. So it was really, really educational to learn about them. And so that's why I say to everyone, when you guys get the opportunity to go to these different events, go to them. You're going to learn something. So I did learn quite a bit from that. It was Monday, this past Monday, and it was not very long. They served us a really good lunch. And if any of you, and I know the majority of you see Rick's Facebook post, but he took a nice picture of that towering cookies. It was fun. And of course we were there with our Colorado leaders, and we had a great time hanging out with them. But I really loved the way they did the changing of the vendors, because that way they got to share with everyone their 8 minutes, pitch on why you want to stay at their hotel, what's so exciting about their tour company, why. And then they had one guy who talked about the wildlife and the endangered species, and then they had one guy who, his tour company, you actually go and hold the koala bears, and they're not hiding up in the tree, they actually come down where you can hold them. Crocodiles are feared there. No one gets in the water. They said they do not play with the crocodiles. So I thought that was interesting also, because we had one tour company, they have a boat tour, and you do not get out, you do not swim in the water. And so I said, oh, you don't have to tell me but once. But it just sounds like it's going to be a great time. It is someplace that Rick and I will visit. And it's just fun when you learn about the different things. And of course, that's one of our affirmations, is that we win everything. And so of course I did win, but tomorrow they'll be having the grand prize, because they're going around to different cities and having these events. So Friday will be the last training that they'll have, and they're going to be pulling for the trip to Tahiti. So we're going to win that. And so we'll be able to go to Tahiti because of that trip. But it is so fun to learn. I love learning. I love expanding my knowledge of everything. Even if you just learn a little bit of something, just learn something. And I just get so excited when I learn. And that was definitely educational training. And not to forget that Carnival, we did that a while back, and they will be doing on August 5th. Anyone who did not physically get to go to the Carnival training, you want to register for that, because you could do it online. It's 2 hours, but your name, and then you do a business plan, which is really simple. It's really simple. You can actually do the business plan while you're taking the training, because they walk you through it. But then your name will go into a drawing to win $2,500. And then after you win the $2,500, then they're going to have their grand closing event in Houston, in Dallas. And they're going to have Damon. I don't know if you're familiar with Shark Tank. He's written several books. He will be there. And then they will give the grand prize winner $5,000. So, and it's of course to go towards your business, to learn. There's a part in the business plan where they ask, how are you planning on advertising your business? How are you putting your business out there? So Rick and I, we just concentrated not so much on hard print, but on, the internet, social media, different things like that. So it was really good, educational. Like I said, I love learning. And so you definitely want to make sure when things are going on in your area, you want to do it. And I really like how Bob Proctor, God rest his soul, he's gone on. Sandy, his partner, is continuing to promote the things he said. You could still buy his books. You could still hear his different seminars and training on YouTube. But he always was an advocate on, if you're going to do it, just do it. Don't sit back and say, I'm going to do it. Just do it. If you're going to look into purchasing a vehicle, just go and look at cars. Start the process. We tend to sit here thinking, waiting for everything to be perfect for us to do what we need to do. And that's not the case. You have to just step out. And with that, once you've done it once, you can do it again. So I'm going to now turn this over to Rick, because he had some good training also that he was listening to. So Rick, you're going to talk about that. Once you've done it once, you could do it again.
Sure. Oh, great information, and you're right. That was good training that we went to for Australia and Tahiti, and interesting. And also, we want Chantel and Glenn to talk about the Luminosa and that experience of the of going on the Carnival, one of the Carnival ships there. Ron, she said they don't have guy burgers. Ron, you're on mute. Ron, you're on mute.
We still have Shack Chicken now,
Okay,
so
that's
they're
true.
just
So
you're just
Chantel, they've
moving
got
from
Shack
one.
Chicken.
Yeah,
The
we're
Chicken
moving
Shack.
one food group to another. We can still eat our hearts out.
One nutritious food group to another.
That's right.
And so yeah, Brenda, I was listening to Eddie Pinero on YouTube, and I just love that guy and how he talks and how he thinks. And he was saying, if you've ever been successful in one thing, he said, you've already proven that it's possible. And all you have to do now is scale it up. He said, it's procedural now. What is the procedure for duplicating the one? If you made one sale, you can make 1 million. It's just scaling, scale up. If you've made one good decision, you can make 1 million good decisions. Think about the thing that you've done where you've been successful at least once. If you shared the opportunity and one person likes it, then you've proven that people can like it. You're just finding the people or honing in on your procedures and what you're saying, but you've already proven that you can do it. Brenda and I have been director. We've made over $1 million in this industry. We've already proven that. So we can do it again. We can duplicate. You made team builder. You can duplicate that to make regional builder, to make national builder, to make director. You've already proven. So what he was saying is anything that you've done at least once, you've already proven that it's possible. Now you're honing on your procedures, your techniques, and the things that you're doing. The other thing that he said that I thought was pretty powerful is that, how did he put that? He says, you are the one that's bringing the value to the world. You're not just sitting and receiving it. You're bringing something to the people. And in that, you're looking for talent. They're not looking for you. You're looking for talent in the thing that you're doing and the value that you bring. Who is to join me in this? And it's a sorting process. And I always say it's a sorting process on their end. You know, they sort themselves out. I provide the information, they can sort themselves out. Because those who are there, you know, will see it. And but you're the one that's bringing value. You never bring your need to the industry, to the world. You bring value. And so it makes us sit down and say, you know, what value do I have to bring to the world? And I can tell you, it's not Surge 365 as a lead. There's something else. There's something else of value that you have that nobody in the world has, that the world needs. That's why we were born. What is that thing? You know, that's something else. It may be something simply as your smile. It may be something as your affirmation, affirming people. You know, it's something else. It's not tangible. It's not Surge. It's not this, that, the other. It's something else that draws for Surge. It's something else that draws, you know, for friendship. It's something else that somebody actually needs. And when they get that from you, it enlivens them. It, you know, it gives them life. It gives them strength. It gives them purpose. And that's where we have to sit down and say, okay, what is that thing that I have? Surge is a tool, but that thing is the thing, right? Keep the main thing the main thing. And so he was just talking about that. I was like, wow. Then another scenario he was saying is how Hernando Cortez, a Spanish conquistador, arrived to Mexico with 600 soldiers with the idea of conquering the Aztecs. Of course, I don't know if they knew they were the Aztecs or not, but it didn't matter. They burned the ships in the harbor, or as we say in Boston, the harbor. They burned the ships. They burned the boats so that they could go forward. And he had his soldiers watch the boats burn and sink. He said, well, now let's go forward. Why? Because they couldn't go back. And that's something in our lives that even mentally, we've got to make a decision to burn the ships in the harbor. One of the most important things I believe in that is to walk, to go forward, to set your vision. You know, what is the vision that you have? Albert Einstein says your imagination is a preview of life's coming attractions. We only stop when we only stop and not move forward when we lose sight of our vision. Our vision gives us strength, it gives us life, it gives us momentum, and we only stop when we focus on the present and what's going on around us. We'll stop our forward. When you focus on the present, what's going on around you, your forward progress is stopped. You know, when you can set and cast your vision and rehearse that vision every single day and pray that vision, then you move forward towards the vision. You know, the only time a person hits a ceiling is when they've set the ceiling too low. You know, take off the ceiling, shoot for the stars. If you hit the moon, you're still going good. You're still doing good. But the only time a person's progress is stopped, you know, is because they are looking at the present. And as a believer, I believe that's a trick of the enemy, because God is in your past, your present, and your future. And so he'll take care of the present as you move toward the future. You know, he'll handle the things that are going on around you. And so I was just listening to him, to Eddie Pinero, and I was like, wow, you know, and he was saying also, just to wrap up here, he said, leverage what you have to give, not what you don't have to give. You know, what do you have? Take an inventory. Well, Rick, I'm a positive person. I have positivity to give. I'm learning something, like Brenda was saying, I'm learning something new every day. I can share that. Rick, I've got a good spirit. Leverage that which you have. I've got knowledge of Surge 365. I may not have the example of it, but I've got knowledge of it. Leverage that which you have. Rick, I've gone on a trip and I got paid. I saved money. I'm leveraging travel more, save more, make more. I've got experience of getting tax deductions. I've got experience of a career opportunity. Brenda talked about, an Australia, Tahiti specialist training, Carnival training. Leverage that which you have. Rick, I've become a Luminosa Carnival cruise expert. They've got Chicken Shack. They don't have Guy Burgers, but they got Chicken Shack. Like Ron said, plenty of nutritious food. Leverage that which you have, not that which you don't. Back to you, Brenda.
Wow, that was good. I really liked how, you started off by saying, if you've done it before, you can do it again. And no matter how small you might think in your mind what you did, it doesn't matter. You succeeded. So I'll go all the way back to you graduated high school, didn't you? You graduated high school. Some of us graduated college. If you've done it before, you could do it again. If you have earned a $500 check, you can earn another one. If you have earned $1,000, $10,000, you can do it again.
$2 commission.
So a $2, we were going through some stuff and seeing all these memorabilia that we have had over the years. My son, back in 2009, he received a $3 commission from, at that time, it was YTV. $3, YTV, and so I think that's so interesting how we've achieved. We have done different things in our business, and we just look over it like it's not a big deal. It's a big deal. And we have to remember to give ourselves kudos and be thankful for the small things. That's something that Lisa Nichols says all the time, that if you're thankful for the micro wins, so when the macro wins happen, and they all add up. They all add up. So I really like that when you were sharing it, Rick, because we tend to dismiss, our progress. We tend to dismiss even coming in the business and making up your mind that you're going to join. That's an achievement. And I think we have to concentrate and look. And even for us, like we were talking, we achieved that status back in YTB as the title director. We retrieved the status of founding directors with Surge 365. So when you have achieved something, you can achieve other things because now in your head it's possible. But I'll take this all the way back to self-talk. See, our self-talk is what keeps us down. We talk to ourselves so bad. That's why we have to remember to do the affirmations. That's why we have to remember to do the different types of, not exams, the different types of training, let's say, to get our brain right, get our thoughts right, get rid of the thinking that we do, because that's what holds us back. And then also, don't focus on, I have to convince this person to join the business. No. You have to see if they qualify to join the business. Because if they don't qualify to work with you and your team, then you don't want them in your business anyway. So it's all how you look at things. And I think if you start turning it around, because that's what you're doing a favor for people when you show them the business.
Hello,
You're
Brenda.
helping them. Yes, go right on ahead.
You know, it's you say $3 commission, that it is a big deal, especially
Yes.
for who you are. We had an individual who partnered with us, and he earned a couple dollar commission on something that he booked, and he was so excited. As a matter of fact, he was talking about putting it in a frame. He was going to put it up on the wall, and but we could not get him to plug in and learn his business. He had his hands in a whole lot of different places, and we tried to get him to learn to see how commissions work. How do you earn money here? So eventually he booked something, and he just insisted that he did not get paid. And that was one of the things that we looked at. Went into his back office, and it showed that he had booked the travel, but in the back office, it showed that it was pending. But the 90 days had expired and everything else, but it stayed there as pending. He insisted that he did not get paid, and he shut his business down because of that. What he didn't take the time to realize was the trip that he booked was not commissionable. Just pay a commission, but he didn't take the time to learn his business, to understand that. He just took the offense and left, to his detriment, we figure.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But Luminosa.
Yes.
What an experience. And I know Chantel's on it. Whoever you are in our area code, 253-9825 is your last 4 digits. Please mute your phone. I think that's where we're getting the feedback. Okay, with that being said, what a fantastic experience. I'm going to let Chantel break it down. But what I really discovered on that ship inspection was Chantel set up a inspection for our team a few years back before COVID. And when we showed up to the ship at the time, and you know, the ships here, most of them sail to Alaska cruises. And we showed up at the ship, and we were the only ones aboard. So everything was set up for us. But this time, when we got there, it was general boarding. The ship was about to depart, and we boarded with everybody. All of the passengers that were cruising. There were even some agents who booked that cruise, saw that there was going to be a ship inspection, and decided to do the inspection in conjunction with their Alaska cruise. She was from Dallas, which was pretty cool. So that was a different experience, because we got to experience everything coming through the security, taking the pictures there. You know how to do when you're about to board. The whole process, loading the luggage, all of that. So we got the full experience if you never experienced it before. And the food, of course. We got a new manager. His name is Alexander. It's spelled in Russian, but he had a British accent. And he's probably the cleanest cut guy I ever seen. And you know, we're military. This guy was clean cut to the max. He was awesome. He's an awesome guy for this region. And we had several cabins to inspect. He sent out a list. You could go see those. We kind of missed the connection at the beginning, but we were able to get the full experience of that whole, without sailing. We got the full experience of being on that cruise, and it was a beautiful ship. Chantel, I'll hand it over to you.
Great day, leaders. Absolutely outstanding experience. And yet it was exciting boarding with passengers that were going on. And what I liked about it was the embarkation was pretty fast. I've never seen a ship board that quick. And even the people that were travel agents with us said they had never experienced that, but that was absolutely great. So they have, because you will be taking this here and you'll be able to share this with people. When you arrive, there's the shuttle, you park and there's a shuttle that picks you up and takes you over to the ship. And then you go through the screening, and they take you in, check your identification, and you go on into the ship. And what a nice people. I'm telling you, every person, their directors were out on the floor, just bright, warm people, welcoming the people in, assisting you in whichever way they could do that. And it was funny, actually, because we had the paperwork, so we were like, we'll run into Alex. We had texted him. Now, let me tell you about Alex. Alex says, be there at 11. We were there at 11. Alex was gone. Alex is a fast mover. So for you that are coming to the next one, which is August, and I think it's the 24th or the 26th, I have to look at the exact date. But how you get this information, go ccl.com. Send your registration at TravManity.com. Have them register you, because you have to be registered, and then you will start receiving notifications. But Sarita Gross is the one that posted that in our TravManity support page on Facebook. So agents, travel advisors, business owners, we have got to be diligent. It's not about my leader. It's great when you receive that, but that's not the responsibility of your leaders.
Did they
We
get
are
that?
owners.
They are going to do this again. We're going to be back
This
there.
is what I'm saying. It is our
inspecting
diligence
this month.
receiving, yes,
Go ahead.
receiving the information, to hunt down the information. And I'm saying that because there's a lot coming to us, like what Rick and Brenda just experienced. If you just Google the word trade show, all this opens up to you. And people like this agent flew in here from Dallas, and she was going to Alaska, and she saw that there was a ship inspection. Wow, a ship tour. And she walked that out with us, and we got her information. But what a fun experience. But we were able to sit with agents from all these different companies, and we were the representation for you and our company, TravManity. And so they know we're here. They know we live in this region. And we were able to see the whole process. We were able to go into, when I was looking up camp, there's a name, Camp, I think it's Camp Ocean, but that's the one for the little children. And I stepped up and started asking them questions about the ADA, because that's at the top of our list for our families, because we live that every day. And so we were able to ask some questions about, what do you have here to represent our ADA families? What do you have for our IDD children that have the, different kinds of learning? They had everything. High five to Carnival, because they have put that in place. They have the ramps in place. You can get on that ship and be very comfortable. You can feel like you have help. They have wheelchairs sitting there for people that need that. Okay, they have the booklets and the pamphlets they actually give you in the camp for the children. And they want the people to be, be comfortable enough to leave their children. They said, and if they don't feel that way, it's okay. The family can sit there. The parents can sit there and watch, the fun that their children are about to have there. They have sensory materials for the children. And we deal with that with our grandson. And that is a big deal, because they have to see themselves apart, or they're not going to have fun, which is going to deal with the parent who came on here to get some relaxation and to have some fun. Okay, so they have taken care of all of that for us. That was important for me. So I did ask those questions. We saw people running around, and what you were talking about, the scooters yesterday, there were people running around in the scooters. Okay, they were going up, getting it. One thing I did notice, and I didn't ask the right question, but I did get the information. They don't not have trays on that ship. I don't know why. I asked them. I see you didn't have trays, for put the food on. And the person that was serving says, no, we don't have trays. But I didn't go further. I don't know if they're bringing trays back, so I'll send
That's how
that
your
question
pizza
up.
wound up on the floor.
Yes, it is. You see what I'm saying? So if you're driving around and you're like, okay, I got to carry this around in my hand. So you saw everybody walking with their plates. I'm like, I don't know how good that is when you're walking with a bunch of children or whatever, you know, and then we had to get our drinks also. So we, you know, you manage things, but just to prepare people as they're going. But you have people in the hallways to direct you if you get lost, which we did. And, you know, it was like, have this experience so you can explain it. So we were just about to take our form and go check out the rooms because he had sent that to us in advance. So on that Lido deck, oh my goodness, which is adults only. Thank you for that. And you saw us, if you go into our Facebook pages, post your experiences. We have a lot of hits on that cruise ship. Number one, because it's in Seattle and people have to fly in here to go to Alaska. And guess where else the ship is going? It is going to Australia. Interesting that you just took training on that, and this ship is going to Australia. So it is a 7-day.
I'm there.
Okay, and we did ask. He was very thorough. We asked him questions. A lot of people. We even have pastors that were in our team. They were going to Australia and New Zealand quite a bit. He just talked about that guy. One of them. But that was a part of their mission. You know, their mission that they were doing. They were going down there. And they were on the mission field, so they were coming and going to New Zealand quite a bit. Well, now you have access if you want to take a group, which is huge right now. Let's say you want to take a group of missionaries or whatever and go down to those islands, and you know, you can do that. Some of those are 7, 10 days, and some of them are even longer. So you can plan ahead on what you want to experience. But it was quite, we love, because you know our team, that entertainment, top shelf. Carnival had some of the most amazing, the theater was gorgeous. Go in there and look at our pictures. It was gorgeous, it was massive. And I'm gonna let Glenn tell you about what happened with the guy burger, okay? Because you know, I got the pictures of him standing in the line to go get that burger, right? And he went up there and got the burger, and we brought the burger out, and we sitting in there, and we you know, we had to taste the burger because he said, "Oh, we are going to taste this burger," and then I'll let him tell you what he thought about that burger. But there is food galore, which is included in your price. Okay.
You know, we don't have the hollow leg like Rick and Brenda do. Where I don't know where they put that food at, but man, if you roll with them, you know they can go.
It's probably the
New Orleans, the Howling Wolf.
Oh yes, sir. Absolutely.
Because you know,
no.
Rick walks pretty fast. Okay, he keeps it moving, so he's burning that off. Okay,
I don't think Rick even walked as fast as Alex did.
The Gumbo House.
Sir. No,
That
sir.
guy moves. He was moving so fast, man. You better be in shape.
Oh my goodness.
There was steps. I'm just telling you ahead of time. We were up and down those stairs and all through, and he just did such a thorough job. The food. So what he told us was, it was lunchtime. Go get your lunch. There's no restrictions. So we followed. We obeyed the orders. We just started hitting them hard. If we didn't eat it, we got a picture of it.
Oh my goodness.
And even after we had ate our multi-course meal, and we kept walking, we just kept discovering new things. We ran across the pizzeria. It was there in there making these hand-tossed pizzas. We had to try that. Even though Chantel dropped a piece of hers, we still got to sample. And then I think the last one we saw after we were already full, we ran into the burgers, and we saw that there was no guys burgers, but I said, you know what, we got to try this burger. And we stood there, we waited, and actually it was a pretty good burger. It was the same concept, you know, we could build your own, and I ate mine, she ate most of hers, but it was the food was good. It passed my inspection on the food. The drinks, of course, you know, if you go on those cruises, you have to purchase a drink
Beverage
package. Yes, beverage package. If you want anything outside of tap water, and I think maybe the coffee was
your
free
coffee,
too.
orange juice, and your basics.
So I was looking for. Go ahead.
I think that's a new thing that they started after the pandemic, because you were at least able to get a Coke or different drinks like that. Now,
Right.
that's so true what you guys are saying.
Yep, not
You
anymore.
you have to even purchase a drink package for non-alcoholic beverages.
Yes,
For a
ma'am.
bottle of water,
Yes.
The guy tried to card me for a bottle of water. He said it doesn't work that way.
You
Yes.
can get the water that's over there on that, with the coffee and the tea and all
Coming through
that.
the fountain. Yes.
Right.
But nothing
They
else.
got
That's
people-
a $50 package. It's $50.
It is. It really is. So that's a new one right there. I don't remember having to pay for beverages
Ron,
like
you're
that.
mute.
But now
Ron, you're on mute.
it's called non-alcoholic beverage package. And
Right.
so yes. And another thing I thought was interesting too was that they had different
Nice.
levels, even for the alcoholic beverage. So everything has changed a little bit after the pandemic. But I still think your bang for your buck when you
it's
go
the
on a
best.
cruise. You can't beat it. You can't beat it.
Absolutely.
But so you guys had so that counted as one of your ship inspections then.
Yes, absolutely. Very thorough.
Nice.
And definitely for the one that's coming up, where the team, as soon as that is posted, sign up, because I sent that out and I'm telling you, we signed up. And when I sent it out, I said, urge to sign up right now, because the next morning it was done. You could not wait, because this is not just our company. This is all the agents. And agents, like you said, are flying here from other states to take part. If something's close by, you can go to other states and get on those. You don't have to it doesn't have to just be, your local area.
It's true.
That is really cool that we can do that.
Agents are flying. This is a whole nother world that most people in Surge or TravManity. This is not Surge. This is TravManity talking about travel. Have no idea that what's available to us. In Buffalo, this is happening all the time. We're at a place now where, of course, the travel agents, traditional, have gone the way of the dinosaurs. So there's a void. There's a huge void out there, and the vendors are saying, hey, come take our training. Come do this, come do that. We're going to give you a dinner. We're going to give you lunch. We're going to teach you about what we have and teach you how to sell our product. And folks have no idea this is all free. You have to just sign up for it. This is happening in Buffalo all day long.
Yes.
Because go ahead, Ron.
Well, there are a number of things. You communicating with TravManity is a real value. They are very informative, and you can, they don't give you a lot of details at TravManity, but they will direct you to the company or the source that we need to talk to get answers. And if I could go back a second, Chantel, when you were talking about, I know you went on the fam trip or the test on the cruise. I've been on, 6 or 7 Carnival cruises. We've done about 4 group cruises, and they're getting on board the group on a Carnival ship now has been dynamically reduced to a very smooth process. I walked up, I walked with a cane. They put me in a wheelchair. I'd made notice I was going to need wheelchair help. I used to have to beg and find and where someone along the way. It's not like that anymore. You get to the port and you walk up to the door. They put you right over to where there's a wheelchair. Once you're there, all the way through. Now, I didn't sign up to have a wheelchair on the ship or a get about, but you can get them. But it's all been so smoothed out, at least with Carnival. I'll tell you, Carnival, I can't say enough about them because we've been on them. We've also done a Viking River cruise in Europe. We've had clients on American River Cruise, the steamboat, the paddle wheels, and we had, I'm trying to think, I'm losing track. We just had a customer come back from NCL, from Boston, flew to Boston and went to Bermuda. Every single one of the cruise lines, they're all working harder than ever to serve us. But Chantal, you're so right. We have to be proactive. There's other people. We have competition. I'm not saying they're close to us when we're operating. I think we are the best operation travel agents anywhere in the world because I've traveled a lot. And I just think that what we found here is a home where we can flourish, we can make money, and we can touch lives beyond anything. So I'm done.
Good. It's good stuff. Go ahead, Chantel.
Oh no, I just wanted to say to the travel advisors. I picked up the phone today, called over here to one of the hotels that we absolutely love, Top Shelf, the Marriott. And I said, you know, I would love to partner with you. We live over here in this area. We would love to come and check out your property. We've been to the Best Western. We have a relationship with them. They put me on with the general manager and said, yes, come at this time. We will make availability as busy as we are. This is what I'm saying to you. Go and get out there. Get out the box. If you're living in a local area and they don't know you're present, come on, travel advisors.
It's true.
We have access to the whole travel industry.
The whole
I remember one of our agents, she used to go downtown and she started going into the eateries to check out the different eateries. I mean, it is so limitless of what we have in our hand and what we can do with it. But we have to be the one to take the initiative to pick up that phone and just say, I'm a travel advisor here. This is my name. And our company is GC Travel. Boom. I didn't say it was TravManity. I didn't say it was Search. GC Travel is our company. Okay? Because they're going to ask you that. So you have to be prepared and know what you need to present to them when you go. And they're open to us.
Right.
Who
Take your
would be open
business
to travel
cards.
advisors sharing their company out here?
You
Take your business cards.
not just Surge business card. So
TravManity
I went
card.
in the back of the TravManity in our back office for the RTA, and I actually made some TravManity business cards. Don't give vendors your Surge business card. This is not Surge. They look at Surge, and this is so important what I'm saying. Surge is multi-level, and not ashamed of it. TravManity is the travel business. You put a black eye on TravManity when you represent at these vendor shows, TravManity, and then you hand a Surge multi-level company business card. You just totally shot yourself in the foot. So if you don't have a TravManity business card, you can go, but don't give out any business cards until you get a TravManity business card. Do not, I repeat, do not hand them a Surge 365 business card if you're talking in the travel industry. Do not try to recruit people. You know, if you go to any of these vendor events, do not recruit people into Surge. It is not, even though the temptation may be there, you give TravManity a black eye. What we're trying to do with TravManity is, and we know it's legitimate as a host travel agency. We want to put our name out there as a legitimate host travel agency, not a multi-level, which is Surge 365. Surge 365 is our recruiting arm for people to come into the travel business. TravManity is a host travel agency only. Now, I heard talk that they're going to be opening up where a person can come directly into TravManity as a travel advisor. I haven't seen personally anything on that yet, but do not hand out Surge business cards. Do not try to recruit people at any of these travel events. So if you go on a ship inspection, if you go on a hotel inspection, doing anything on the travel side, do not recruit people. Just enjoy the experience. Now, one of the things that's really interesting is that we have power. You have something to say, Ron?
Yeah. The fact of the matter is none of us are in Surge 365, TravManity, or Vortex. So none of us are in any of that. That doesn't exist. Right. We own these tools. and they are legitimate in every way, shape, or form. And like you say, we delegitimize them because the world do not understand. They don't know business to begin with. The minute you assume someone you're talking to, there may be a few exceptions, but most people you and I are talking to don't know really business and how it works. And so when you try to think that they understand what you're talking about, they don't. What they know is that they want to travel, they want to earn money in travel, they want to be able to have a lifestyle, and they want someplace where they can have a home and use the tools. When we promote those things in ourselves, then we're turning around and we're giving them something they can bite into, something they can digest. And so it's never a problem. We never, if you follow those rules, those ideas. I've never had a business card that didn't say anything. We've been RCLC Solutions for 40 years. I'm incorporated. I have travel. I'm in the printing industry for all my life. I have all these different sub S corps, S corps that I have, because Linda's been in nutrition for 40 years. These are things that we service people with in our business, but it's always RCLC Solutions. That's what we are, who we are, and what we promote. And Rick, you allowed us to grow, and we're doing that with such great happening as I'm expanding. And I'm finding that people really grab onto the idea that they can own something, and that we can help them do this with these tools. And they get the certifications and they get the power. And I love the idea you're saying, don't go to a supplier vendor program, and it is insulting to them. And we have other competitions in the world, and we're not trying to knock them, nor do we need to. We're good anyways. So I just wanted to share that.
Yeah, that's and that's so important. You know, it's amazing because the travel side of our business, it makes it real. Like all the things that you're sharing, Ron, Chantel, Glenn, it makes it real. And we know Jackie goes to a lot of different vendor events, but it brings it down to reality, you know, that they need us and that they want to teach us and they're willing to wine and dine us, so to speak, and to, you know, and to satisfy us. We have to walk in that power. Like you're saying, Ron, that is power. We have, as a travel advisor, we have power in the industry as a travel advisor. You know, after COVID, 9 billion people locked down, travel vendors going out of business because of COVID. Now they're trying to come back and make that resurgence, and they need us to sell their product. They need us to get the word out. So we are absolutely in a power position. Go ahead, Ron.
I want to ask a question. Have you ever, I'm asking this of everybody. Have you ever wanted, someone's going to go either to a city or someplace, and there's either an activity or a hotel, and you wanted to have a brochure from that company to give to your customer? We do have a travel supplier company called MailPound, MailPound. I got it somewhere through one of YTB. And this organization, you can have a brochure rack with your name, your logo, everything on it. Anything that they ever send out has your name and your logo on it. And you can send things directly to customers and on a mailing list, individual or a broadband. I mean, they supply this. By the way, to have the brochure rack is $90 a year. It's nothing, or $8 a month. And so you can get every brochure there is and personalize it to you and your business and send out to a customer. And that's called MailPound, MailPound. It doesn't cost anything to be a member. And I use that company to send out brochures because, you know, we used to have the brochure rack at the down at Benson and Hedges travel agency at the mall. When that went away, now where are you going to get a brochure? You know, you can't do it. Go ahead, Rick. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was going to say, I just signed up this couple that came on board into Surge, and they have an online billiards company, and they're part of I guess a national association of online billiards, and they've got a membership base of like 700 people, and every year they have an annual convention in Vegas where they send, I guess, the winners representing each of the different billiard companies to Vegas. And so this particular company that came in the surge, of course, they sent their winners, their top 5 winners or something, to compete in Vegas, which is happening right now, the 2nd through the 11th of August. And they came on board a couple of weeks ago. And we were just talking, and it's amazing how I was just sharing with them how they can use the Vortex for their 700 members, because they raise up the money and put it in a pot for the winners to go to Vegas. I said how they can use the Vortex, and the 700 folks, their members, can commit to at least use that Vortex year long to book their travel and to give the Vortex link out, pass it on to friends and family, and the money that's earned, 60%, they save 60%, 6%, but they save comes into this pot. They were so excited about the idea. And then I was saying how, and they do some traveling themselves, the couple, how they can use the membership and their family, you can put up the 4 names on it to rotate people through. And also for these winners going to Vegas, they can add their name as a member and book the Vegas hotel or book the car or book the flight and save them a ton of money. But anyhow, so I said, okay, let's take a look online in Vegas at these hotels using our 1-week stay. And do you know the hotel, the Westgate, where they're having this convention? When I did the 1-week stay, it came up, and it showed $62 a night for that week. And so the husband says, hey, our convention's at the Westgate, right? And we got the rooms for $92 a night. I said, really? I said, well, $62 a night is a little bit better. And of course, we're talking a group. So he said, but we were able to block the rooms and secure the rate. And I says, now that you guys are in the business next year, because you're on the travel side of the business, you can actually block those rooms yourself as a business partner to that Hotel Westgate and earn a commission. He was like, really? I said, yeah. And then we started talking about being able to, because there's special needs people that need motor scooters and different things. And so he said, hey, I've got a person that's going to be coming to this convention that needs a motor scooter. And Darlene, that's where it came up, to Scootaround, and I showed them both. I showed Scootaround, which is a company that provides special needs equipment, as well as special needs at sea. And I said, well, you can get this certification, and they'll have that scooter delivered to the Westgate before your convention, and they'll pick it up afterwards. And I actually learned something new, because I had called Ron up and said, Ron, I know you guys were at Disney and you and Gary had a scooter, and Linda didn't have one.
Never again.
And they're walking while you guys are zipping around on hare mode and snail mode. And saying, hey, let's go up ahead and we'll come back and tell you what's up there.
We were in trouble.
It got me thinking, though, and on an instant, you see, this is what's so cool about our business. It got me thinking about what's a good special needs company in Vegas that can provide, because Special Needs at Sea didn't have a Vegas component. They didn't have an office in Vegas. Now, of course, I'm sure they could have delivered it, but I Googled, and so Scootaround came up. I'm going to show you now. Scootaround comes up, and I'm going to share my screen here real quick. So this is Special Needs at Sea. While I'm here, you can become an advisor, or if you're talking to a company, the company can become a special needs advisor and get a certification for free. You can get a certification, and you'll have access to all their equipment. Of course, they're in all the major ship ports. They can have, a scooter or whatever needs equipment delivered to the port, and the person that you have, and you earn commissions on this. And so I looked at them, and they didn't really have anything in Vegas, but you still want to get that certification. Then I looked at Scootaround, if you're looking at the screen. And so Scootaround, of course, is in Vegas, and I didn't know they had all these locations. Scootaround is everywhere globally. And I'm like, whoa, pretty cool. They're international. They have kiosks in the major ship ports. Then I went to Travel Agent and their commission program. And I said, hey, and so I was telling the people that just came in the business, you can be certified as a travel agent partner and earn a commission. So she registered. See how easy this stuff is? And so I said, well, I'm going to register too. Now I have no idea why I never registered and took the certification for special needs at sea. But I went to their training program and I watched this 13-minute video, and I'm a certified Blue Star advisor. I went 43 slides, right? And so I zipped through, took the test at the end. I actually missed one, but I retook it and got it. So 100%. And I'm like, this is a career. And so my email, right? I told him, I said, you earn a minimum of 10% commission on Scootaround rentals. I don't know if you can see that. And then I said, I just completed the test. I need my little badge. And they sent me my badge. That's crazy. And they sent me something I can post on social media. If somebody needs a scooter or special needs equipment, how cool is that? Now you can do both because, of course, we've got special needs at sea, and they've got the little wheelchair that you can have on the beach. And folks, this is a real business. And so something about the travel side of our business really just makes it where, it brings it home. So that anybody's talking to you that says you're in a network marketing, blah, 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 pyramid, blah, blah. This is a career opportunity in travel. And I know Ed was saying how many millions of people just quit their jobs. People are looking for us. If you want to present the travel side of the business, of course they've got to come in as a junior exec for the marketing side, but present the travel side. Talk about what Chantel and Glenn just talked about, what Ron just talked about.
Hey,
That's
Rick.
exciting. Go right ahead.
Two things I noticed last Thursday when we did that ship inspection. One, Seattle's about 40 minutes drive from where we are now, 40 minutes. You know what? We left 2 hours ahead of the show time, and we just barely got there on time. So let me tell you, leave plenty of room. There's so much construction, and you just got to plan to be way early to be on time.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever construction is going on, all that madness out there, it is taking a long time to get to the port up there. The second thing I really noticed with that group of agents that we were in, we probably were some of the youngest ones there.
Yes, sir.
It's true.
Okay.
I noticed that.
I'm 66 years old. Okay.
And you
It's
know
true. They're
what was
dying.
really special? You know what?
Take notes.
The boomers, we're driving everything. So yes, you're gonna see the more aged, more mature, because this lady that we set
That's a good
she came on the ship the same time we were, so we were both running around looking for where's everybody. And we have her phone number, and she says, when I find them out, let me have your number, I'll text you.
Oh, Lisa.
So we did that for her, but she had been in business for like 40 years.
Wow, that's true.
Okay, with AAA. And so she was able to share some things with us. And if you're listening, see, because we're here to serve, and she was open. And she was like, let's exchange some information, because I've been on some of the, she's been on some of the elegant cruise ships, and she absolutely, that is her market. And so she, she said this was her first time on the Carnival, and she just wanted to check it out because, you have all of these younger travelers now coming up, and they want to get out here. And yes, Carnival is the fun ship. But for those who are more mature, Princess, and what was the one, who was that went on over in Europe?
MSC?
They want to
Viking.
do some of those Seaborn and some of those types
Oh,
of,
okay.
Oh,
that's what they're looking for. And that's what her experience was with. And so she says, yes, let's exchange some information. So, no, we're not here to recruit people, but we are here to learn something that we may not have experienced.
That's good.
And I'm sitting here looking at the photos I put on the Facebook. They're coming to our city, people.
Mm-hmm.
We have this you were sitting with a view, one of the most beautiful views, backdrop of Seattle. Okay? Seattle is a multi-billion-dollar industry in tourism and travel. Tacoma is a multi-billion-dollar industry in travel. If you do your homework.
Wow.
This is not some little tiny little rinky-dink thing we're doing.
That's true.
You know what I mean? It is a fun, limitless. What can we see? And we're getting into that, and Edward brought that up before. We can take these staycations, learn your cities. So when people come here, and they're going to come to you because in the company, who do they know that? Because they say Seattle every time we get on there. Seattle's in the house. They're going to come to you. I've had agents from the company hit me up on Facebook and says, hey, we're coming to Seattle. Where should we go? We're bringing a group out. Where should we take them? So we own this. Be familiar with what is in your city. There is so much to see, and Adrian and Willie are off the charts. They have quite a bit of resources because they get out there and they experience quite a bit also.
Wow.
The beaches and just different places, scuba diving and things. I mean, this thing is limitless. So, don't sit in a little box. Get out here and experience this for yourself so you can have your own personal experience to share with people. Deborah Smith and I went down. I was in this event with this huge organization here, and I said, come on, Deborah, let's go over here. And we went there and we were vendors. And I tell you what, we were able to stay in that room in the brand new Marriott Courtyard. Gorgeous place. And we had a same view right over the city of Tacoma. Just gorgeous. It was a suite, and it was gorgeous. So I just want to say to you, this is available wherever you are and wherever you live.
Every city.
To experience, to partake of, and to share, to serve someone with it. Back to you, Rick and Brenda.
And you know what? We did go and we printed. There's a site that I use called printingnow.com. And we went in there and made us some business cards before we went up to that.
That's what I'm saying.
You gotta be professional.
Brenda will tell you. Printingnow.com. See, I made my TravManity cards.
It is so funny because we want to make sure that everybody knows the difference. And that's why Sharita is working so hard to get us back with sandals, to get us back where we would Norwegian, because people went crazy at the beginning and they kind of severed ties for whatever reason, but they're working so hard to get us back with sandals and the different cruise lines that left because of whatever, and we don't want to mess that up. And so just like Rick and Glenn are saying, you don't have to go to, Vistaprint and pay $39.95 or whatever the case may be. You can just print up some simple cards. And that's what Rick did before we went to the event. The night before, he just printed up some TravManity cards with our name on it and with our business on it, So when we handed it out, it was Springs Online Travel or BLR Travel, and our host travel agency is TravManity. That's what everybody is doing right now. Everybody who has a travel agency some of them, like the person that you and Chantel met, Glenn, that person, she probably has earned her own CLIA card, putting all those years in. I'm quite sure. Yeah, I'm quite sure she has owned her own with her own company name. But even though we have not, we still have one because of TravManity. And even Carol Lee, she has sold enough travel through TravManity, and Dawn. They've sold so much travel through TravManity, they now know what the IATAN number is for TravManity. And Carol Lee has her IATA number, which is like the main number in the industry.
IATAN.
And so when we don't IATAN, right? And so they have these numbers, and it's a real big deal. But so that's why we do not want to mess it up. We want to make sure we stay focused on what we want to do. If you're talking to somebody about travel, it's almost like I learned way back. When your insurance agent comes to you and asks you about buying insurance, they're not trying to recruit you to be an insurance agent. They just want your business as insurance. And then they might ask you, do you know anybody else who wants insurance? But they're not trying to recruit you to be an insurance agent. And that's the same thing with TravManity. When you're talking to somebody about travel, you want to ask them, who else do you know likes to travel? Who else do you know might want to have their own travel, their own membership site? But you're not turning around and saying, okay, now I need you to sell membership sites. So learn who you're talking to, make sure you keep them separate, and your business is going to grow. It's going to grow because you have to just set your site and remember what we started the conversation with. If you've done it before, you could do it again. If you won something before, you could win something again. If you achieved a commission check, you can achieve another commission check.
Even if it's $2.
It's all on, even if it's $2. And even, for that guy, Glenn, $2, but it lets you see where people's focus is. He can get excited over $2, but then he can lose his whole thing over the fact that he did not receive a commission that he thought he should have had, which he really should not have had. We've lost a lot of people with vacation who didn't get their commission, and we understood that. But I thought at the time, YTV came in there and did a really great job. If you could show them what you did not get, they paid you back.
Right.
So there is so much money out there in travel. What we have to do is just focus on, what do you want? Do you want to specialize in this? Do you want to specialize in that? Or do you want to specialize in recruiting? And what's so great about it, we can do both.
That's true. Hey,
it's
ahead,
all
Ron.
up to you on what you want to do.
Go ahead, Ron.
I wanted to let everybody know, when you working with TravManity and you get your CLIA card, I have mine, and the CLIA number for us at TravManity, everybody, is 145-00861. It's the same for everybody. It's a CLIA the TravManity number, but it's the same number for IATA. So you can use it when you're booking and someone says, well, you're a member of IATA, or you can say yes, and you give them the same number. If you have your CLIA card, you also have IATA to use that. It's the same identical number. I learned that directly from TravManity. It's the exact same number.
And ARC as well. And so most of the traditional travel agents didn't survive the shift from the brick and mortar travel agencies, used to be in every little strip mall. They didn't survive the shift to online. They went out of business. Then the 2008 comes with all the depression, right? And then the pandemic hits. Most traditional travel agents went the way of the dinosaur. There is a major void in the industry now for travel advisors. Most of these traditional ones that have been around for 40, 50 years, they went out, they're no longer around. Mm-hmm. So there's a major void that we can fill or attempt to fill. And so we're there. What does a person, though, with an employee mindset do in a land of opportunity? You know, we have like you said, Chantel, unlimited opportunity. What happens is we have people with an employee mindset that are waiting to be told to do something when it's wide open and nobody says no, you know. But if you got an employee mindset, you're telling yourself no. We're saying take off that employee mindset, that helmet, toss it to the side, and know that it is wide open, right? You know, the travel advisor opportunity in the city you are in right now, people are going to these vendor events. They're getting wined and dined, they're getting meals, they're getting information, they're learning something new. And
They're
you know,
getting merchandise.
merchandise, they're winning trips. Jackie, we was at the Australia Tahiti event, and we say everything like you say, we always win. We win contests. If you got a contest, we're going to win it. And the first card drawn, Brenda Reese.
I was like,
Yeah, that's me. Immediately, Jackie's face came in.
yes.
What are you saying to yourself? Say, I win everything.
I'm a
Jackie
winner.
wins everything. Folks be like, Jackie gonna win again? Okay, if Jackie's in this contest, we might as well just pull out. Because she always wins.
Better get beside her and get some of that.
So say to yourself, I'm always winning. Brenda and I say that all the time. We always win. And sure enough, boom, boom, boom. We won sandals. We gave Dawn one of our sandals cards, and she wrote her name on the back. And she wins 3 days sandals Jamaica.
That's cool. Hey, can I ask a question? Is sandals do we work with sandals or sandals?
We do.
I've always wondered.
We can. They pulled out for a minute, but we're pulling them back. But we have ways to get the sandals as well.
Okay.
So yeah, but that's one of the things, you know, they looked at us.
Sandals.
Go ahead, Chantel.
They came here and laid out the red carpet for the agents in this state. You should have seen this event. I'm talking about the Sandals family company personally came here. The GM, all of them were in here, and they laid us out a spread that you would not believe. And you didn't pay a penny. And I mean, they wanted you to. We had agents and companies here selling $1 million just in sandals. That is a beautiful property. And so we do hope they come back with TravManity, because quite an experience. And we passed it. Remember when we were in Jamaica, we passed one of their properties.
That's where we were supposed to be staying. We done. It's like, Don, give us pass it on to us if you can't do it.
Can't make it. And Sandals too. Their food is off the chain.
Oh,
Rick and I stayed at the Sandals, and we went to hear a presentation just to hang out at Sandals. And the food was so good. They made me a egg white omelet. Oh my! It was so tasty.
Back to you, Brenda.
We do travel to eat, and yes, Chantel, Rick walks very fast. His metabolism is crazy fast, and I eat, but I don't try to keep up with him, because couldn't walk through the door if I did. But we have a great time, and I'm looking at the time, and I have to remind everybody.
Hey, I have to mention this, Brenda. On the cruise ship, there is the steakhouse exclusive. It is a $48 flat fee, but you want to experience that if you like the steaks, okay? And it is limited seating in there, so you have to reserve that, okay?
Valentine's Day on the Conquest, we had I had surf and turf, lobster and filet mignon. I had an incredible meal. By the way, if you book a Carnival cruise, they have a special program right now. We had a Renew Your Wedding Vows with Shaq O'Neal. We had a wedding cake with champagne, we had a dance, we had all kinds of things. That was unscheduled. But on Valentine's Day, that's a special program that the Carnival's got now. So just want to let you know that.
And
You could sell
Shaquille
them.
O'Neal walked them through the whole renew your
No,
vows.
he did
Listen.
he did the actual ceremony. I do.
Wow.
Right. Yes, I saw that. I saw some pictures of that. Wow. You know, it's food. Look, we can have a whole call. We can start a whole weekly call on food because we all like to eat. We all like to have a great time. And when you're on your cruise ships, like Chantal was saying, they'll start
Dancing in the
advertising.
moonlight.
They'll start advertising all their specialty restaurants for one price. And we did that. We did their specialty restaurant. I forget what it was, but we got to go to the steak place. We got to go, oh my goodness, to another, the sushi place. There was all these different specialty restaurants that you could go for this one price. And it was only good when you were walking on the cruise ship. And of course, everybody's like, nah, food is free. I don't need no specialty. Oh, yes, you do. It's a different, I mean, it is so different when you do their steak specialty house.
Let me just say
you go
this.
in there,
And so we did a steak specialty. I got a porterhouse and all the fixings. And I said, yeah, I would like to also get some of the lobster strips and real grilled pieces of lobster, string of lobster.
oh man.
And so Brenda didn't order
man.
it. Brenda didn't order it. And so the guy comes, he puts my porterhouse and he puts whatever she had ordered. And then he brings the lobster strips right from the grill. And they're just brown, just, you know, they're dripping. And so
I gotta go eat. Wait a minute, guys. I gotta go eat.
He puts them on my plate. Brenda's like with
butter.
her eyes eating off my plate.
I'm hungry. Come on.
You got that.
What about mine?
But what's so nice about those specialty restaurants? When you go in, you pay one price, but you get to order everything off the menu. You could have a couple entrees if you want. I mean, it's definitely worth it. But listen, guys, I'm looking at the time. We have our training this evening. Our presentation, it's going to be 7 o'clock Mountain Standard Time, 9 o'clock Eastern Time. And we want you guys, if you can, jump on, invite your guests. Rick and I have been doing this now for several months and most likely will continue on because it's really good for people to be able to watch it. We still have on demand. We're still working with folks to help them get 3 and free. That's our goal because that's putting money in your pocket when you're 3 and free. So listen, anybody else want to share before we jump off? All righty, there goes another plane. I should be on it. But anyway,
Hey, Brenda.
I want everybody, yes.
Hey, Brenda, I just wanted to jump in and say, anybody that says you don't want or need to be bothered about getting specialty food is not a cruiser. That's why you go.
Oh,
I will pay.
man.
I will happily pay for that because that's why you go. And you're not gonna
man.
find that food anywhere else. Are you kidding me? Boy, bye.
No. And you can, yes. And for some reason, the regular restaurants, because you get to eat every night, you get to order off the menu, real good stuff, da. But when you get in the specialty restaurants, oh my God, it's almost like they put extra love. They put extra love in preparing your porterhouse. They put extra love in preparing your filet mignon. And even the potatoes that's so crisp on the top with the butter flowing off of it. Oh my goodness.
That's too funny.
Oh boy, we can go on and on about food, but that is true, Ed. You gotta at least treat yourself to one of the specialty restaurants, whichever one you want, because it's all there for you to try and enjoy. But I do want everybody to jump on if you can. Definitely send your prospects to the presentation. Rick and I, we had this little thing with each other trying to get it down to as short as possible. I think we're right at 38 minutes. So we're trying to break that and get it even shorter. But definitely come on and hear the presentation. You can't hear the presentation enough. I cannot hear Coach say, don't miss this. I love that part of the video. I can watch it over and over and over because it's coming from his heart. Don't miss this. and you know you don't want to delay. You want to join today because this is what we have. It's just really great. And so many people are out there trying to figure out what should I do. And if they don't want to be a cruise, if they don't want to be a travel advisor, they can then recruit and help people become a travel advisor. So there's so many different things to do out there. So I want everybody to have a great rest of your day. Thank you for joining us on this Thursday Day Talk. We're going to turn the name over like that. And we look forward to hearing you guys tonight. We look forward to seeing you guys on cruise ships, on the beaches of the world. And we do not forget the slopes, the ski slopes, because people love to ski. So everybody have a great rest of your day, and we'll be talking to you guys soon. Okay, bye-bye now.